Hey guys, Rachel West here along with Rick Stroud and Joey Knight. We're getting ready for Monday Night Football, Bucs versus Giants. And Joey, the Bucs are coming off back-to-back losses here. We saw last week up in Washington how really the first couple plays dictated the rest of the game. So just how important is it going to be for them to come out of the gate strong here?
Very important. As you mentioned, Rachel, if you recall the third play from scrimmage last week, Tom Brady got a pass off, but he got lit up from his blind side. And Tom Brady's still a human. When he senses his protection breaking down, he's gonna check down, get the ball out of his hands quickly. And we saw him do that a lot against Leonard Fournette last week, just because maybe he was a little tentative to let plays develop and take those shots downfield. When anybody takes a hit like that, they're going to have second thoughts. So the key for the Bucs obviously is protecting Tom Brady, letting those plays develop, giving him the confidence to take some downfield shots. And on defense, they've got to perform better on third down. The Bucs made a lot of splash plays on defense last week, 5 sacks, double-digit tackles for losses, but none of those splash plays were on third down. And we saw what Washington did on their final offensive drive, taking possession more than 10 minutes, scoring the game-sealing touchdown. So getting off the field on third down obviously is going to be critical.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rick, a bunch of guys been out with injuries. One of those guys, though, Rob Gronkowski, as he so eloquently put it the other day, he went from feeling like he got shot to now being a full participant back in practice. So if he is able to go Monday night, just what would that mean for the offense?
Well, it'd mean a lot. I loved his Gronkism. He said, "I've never been shot, but that's what it felt like." So he's great. Listen, you missed that, right? You just missed the life that he brings to the huddle. He's such an energy guy. You know, Bruce Arians talked about last week how they didn't play with enough energy, maybe for like 9.5 minutes to win a game. He is that guy, and he's so skilled and capable really in every phase. I mean, you know, the NFL is a situational football game. They've struggled in the red zone at times. He excels. He had 4 touchdowns in his first 2 games this year. He's a good blocker. He helps protect Tom Brady. He helps the running game in that respect. And, you know, I just think that Brady has such a comfort level with that guy, having played with him for so long, that it's a, I don't know, sort of a calming feeling when he's in the huddle for Tom, because he can utilize him so many different ways. So, you know, Gronk has practiced back-to-back days. He hadn't done that in quite a while. We'll find out very shortly if he is, in fact, going to play. I think they got to be careful still, because he had the setback when they tried to bring him back too soon against New Orleans, only played 6 plays. But if he's out there, it's because they think he can make it through a full game, and he's going to be a big difference for him for sure.
Yep, absolutely. And Joey, as I mentioned, lots of other injuries, a slew of whole other ones, other guys been out. Kind of where do we stand with all that between the cornerback carousel that's been happening, Vita Vea going down last week, Scotty Miller? What's the status update on all those guys?
Well, the word was encouraging at the end of Saturday's practice. After practice, Bruce Arians said the only guy who is definitely out right now is Antonio Brown, who's dealing with that ankle injury. Vita Vea is probably not going to play. We did not see him out at Saturday's practice, but Raheem Nunez-Roches, who was limited Friday, he's Vita's backup. He was out there. He was practicing. And Sean Murphy-Bunting was out there practicing again, and he's huge in terms of the cornerback position, which has been just terribly decimated. He's practicing, and Arians said things are trending upward. The arrow's trending upward for him to return to action Monday night. Now, he hasn't played since he dislocated his elbow in the season opener against Dallas. So Arians was quick to caution, we can't throw him out there for 60 or 70 plays. We got to monitor his workload, for risk of re-injuring him again. But there is a very good chance you'll see Sean Murphy-Bunting back in action. And D. Delaney could clear the concussion protocol. He suffered concussion in the second half last week. There is a chance he could play Monday night, that he could get cleared, which would obviously help the cornerback unit. If he can't, Bleedy Ray Wilson, who's a practice squad guy, a veteran, he likely would be elevated. But just to have Murphy-Bunting back, even for 20 or 30 plays, would be huge for a unit that has just been decimated.
Exactly. Some sort of stability in the secondary would be nice here. And Rick, as was the case last week up in Washington, Giants, an inferior team on paper, but Bucs did struggle against them last year, just were able to squeak out the win. So what's it going to take for them Monday night to kind of right the ship here and get their season back on track and come out with a W?
Yeah, well, really, the last 4 times they played the Giants, it's been less than a touchdown or less game. And I agree with you. You know, when they were at MetLife, there were no fans there. I wonder if they pick up that flag in the end zone on Antoine Winfield Jr. When he knocked that ball away and the game ended that way. But you know, the Giants are a team that's been difficult to play because they're very physical. They are going to come out and you know, and try to make it a kind of a street brawl, if you will. They'll run the football. Daniel Jones, for whatever reason, he's had his best games. His first start was against the Bucs, and he beat him. He beat him any way you could beat him, throwing the ball and ran one in for a touchdown for the game winner. So this will not be an easy game. The Bucs have to start fast. They have to eliminate the mistakes they've been making. It is a Monday night game. The nation's going to be waiting. They've lost 2 in a row. Tom Brady doesn't lose 3 in a row. They know what's at stake. And I think it's a pivotal game because when you look ahead and you see teams like the Indianapolis Colts on the road, you see the Bills and the Saints at home coming up 3 of the next 4 weeks. This game here could swing their season if they were to lose it. So I expect them to, you know, JPP said everybody's been giving us their best shot. We still haven't given another team our best shot. They need to do that Monday night.
Definitely going to be a big game, an important game. So everyone, make sure you're following along with us over on social media at Sports by Tampa Bay Times, as well as all the great content we've always got for you over at tampabay.com.